I can kind of fit my name. Just gotta have some creative spelling is all. There we go. Yep. Yeah, Shining Force 1 is definitely on the list here too tonight. But like, yeah, the early Shining games had like the best 2D artwork. It just like really, really expressive characters, really, really just fun, creative character designs. So I like that they're kind of doing the movie style opening credits there over the king's head. That good bit talking, it just love it so much. A little loud though. A fairly brisk intro here. And then we have the world map. This is the whole thing. You got the castle there, where you basically start and end the game. You have the one dungeon, and you have the one town. I love this town. Mostly because of this. Really jaunty music, really highly animated scene in general, in both senses of the term. If I recall, over the course of the game, different crowds of people are in here slightly. Or at least they have things to say. We can take this table. These are more of the regulars. We got that nice little, you know, one column for some cool little parallax going on. You also may have noticed the basic UI is very visual. And the whole thing will loop around if you just go and direct them long enough. You have some starting gear and all. Even if it was just sent down schooly to buy stuff. That's very flashy. Sorry for anybody who hasn't seen that. They just flat out reused this music in Shining Force, by the way. They seem to be about just being very, very just like visually charming. And then the Saturn games went with this awful pre-rendered sprites look. It's such a shame. Okay. I like that it does force you to go to town and hit the shop. It just doesn't force you to actually buy anything. I believe I just wander in here for a while now. But first of all, I gotta appreciate these cool graphics here. Especially for running away. I seem to recall getting together two cardboards pretty early on. I hope so. They make a nice segue to talking about Shining Force. Very limited options though. I'm gonna turn this down slightly because this is actually like, nope. Can't do this. It is a catchy little soundtrack in general. Which another problem I had with the Saturn follow-up for this is... Yeah, musically not so much going on. Am I going to kill these worms? I probably am. Yes, I am. Whoops. Moral of the story, actually buy stuff. But I believe we don't do like reload or save death. We do take half your money death, which in this case works. I hadn't actually bought anything. Also, I do love when you're like unequipped. The slots here reflect it. You just have like here's the back of your head. That's weird UI. You just like go down the line slot by slot apparently. Yeah, so there's the whole bare torso back of my skull look. It would be faster to replay the intro really quickly, I suppose, than to earn back that $100 that I just lost by being careless. My name is not changed. I hate spelling like this though. Yeah. I'm gonna master this. Just like mention my friends and not this time I will take the King's advice and actually buy some gear. Yeah. Slimes I can handle, worms I can't. Again, like very, very visual everything going on here. Oh wait. It's a separate set for armor, isn't it? A little harsh UI-wise. actually equip that. Very just. I love the way NPCs look in these games. Just in, you know, party members too. It's just a very fun style. Pretty straightforward stuff. And this, of course, is where you go if somebody dies. And take your experience, which is true to a lot of Sega stuff. The original Phantasy Star worked that way, too. A very functional town, aside from the tavern, which is just great. And we'll also have, you know, like, updated information as you proceed through stuff. Okay, and flashing light warning, sorry. More. I do love them just like showing up to gloat like this though. Any last minute tips for me? Very like straightforward bare bones plot. And just double checking. You don't find your other party members in here, do you? Because it's been a while since I played this. Oh, you do. Okay, that would also help. Or at least progress towards finding them. I think I just find them somewhere. Yeah, just a mage and a healer who join you early on. And those two are also like starting characters in the next game showing off. Where's the little monkey noise? It's a sound they expect a sound to come out of the slime. Here we are. It's also a game where, like, aside from Hikikomi party members, there's not a lot to be said. Because it is very much just a dungeon crawl of a game, but without any real character customization. Just here's your party of very, like, Dragon Quest II characters. Really, really charming townsfolk. Dungeons kind of like divide into a few like sub-dungeons that you are sent to turn at various points in the game. Like it's actually pretty good for what it is. It's very, very humble RPG. Mostly showing off a little bit for contrast, and then to get into the sequel to this, or sort of sequel. It is funny that this is like almost as smoothly animated as the original Phantasy Star on older hardware. Oh, it is texture better, so I'll give it that. There's some nice little touches, like how this hallway has these little porches on it, so it's not all entirely samey corridors. Really? Very random, random counters. I mean, I heard that, but I was trying that when it wasn't working out for me for some reason. Yeah, I went through like 4 or 5 emulator tracks that worked because I have never had a reason to emulate this for some reason. I'm usually very much a real hardware gal, and just do that for these streams. And then also, like, the entire Genesis library has been like ported to so many collections at this point. We have a nice little HP color coding to remind me that it is time to use one of these. Very, very limited inventory per character, very cool too. I suppose it's now the time. Anyway, yeah, that's a taste of this.